The one thing I'd want people to leave with after seeing my installation is that it's just a really amazing sculpture in a way, and it also ties into the whole story surrounding Queen Victoria's life and that particular room. I'm William Tempest and I'm a fashion designer. For the Enchanted Palace, I've created a dress for dreaming of freedom. I always like to look at history in my work and to try and reinterpret it and to create something modern from that. One of my collections, I was really inspired by the Tudor courts and Queen Elizabeth, and I think that when you look back at those times in history that it's just so much more opulent than today, and I think you can kind of really take things from that. When I was at the Palace 6 months ago, it was one of the stories that really stood out to me. I'd just seen The Young Victoria, the movie, and in the film it's very apparent that Victoria felt quite restricted in her childhood and she didn't have a very good relationship with her mother. And when she became the Queen, she left the palace and never came back, so it was such a turning point in her life, and it was one of the defining moments, I think, of her life. And so I wanted to kind of base the dress on that. I spent quite a bit of time in Princess Victoria's bedroom and really tried to think how I could create something which would fit in a room like that, which is quite busy Victorian room, and also tie into my kind of style, which is, in a way, is quite minimal and very sculptural. The dress is made from 1,000 origami birds, because I read that in ancient Japanese legend, if you fold 1,000 birds, then it grants the folder any wish. And my wish for Victoria was to give her freedom. In the wallpaper in Princess Victoria's bedroom, there's lots of birds dotted around, so it kind of was like the perfect answer to merge the two ideas together. So the dress actually is the birds which come out of the wallpaper, almost like the swarm of birds turns into the dress at the front. Then you see just the fabric, which is the wallpaper. The actual dress is a crinoline structure, very similar to kind of historical crinolines, which is actually printed in the wallpaper print and then is coated with the birds on the outside. So it makes it very lightweight, and it means that it can be suspended, but then you still have the effect that it's a swarm of birds. Well, obviously in my work on the catwalk, there's many constraints. Like, you have to make a dress that can be worn, you have to be able to sit down in the dress, go to the toilet in the dress. And so something like this, obviously I jump at the chance to do it because it means that I can really express my creativity without being limited by all those constraints. So it was quite a nice thing to get the letter, you know, like letter-headed paper from Kensington Palace. It was quite special for me. So.